Guys, I'm just finding out there's no EBT next month. My heart. There's no EBT next month. What is this pumpkin man doing, bro? Why the fuck we gotta starve on Thanksgiving? Are you dead ass, pumpkin man? It's like, yo, it's just like you gotta like. Why the fuck there's no EBT next month? Why the fuck November though? It couldn't be January, Feb, March it? Why the fuck does it have to be November? Why November? Yo. How the fuck am I supposed to afford groceries? How the fuck am I supposed to afford groceries if you gotta suffer? On Thanksgiving too. We were supposed to eat better today. Now we gotta starve today.
I have a very simple question. Are we making America great again, or are we making Trump great again? Hi guys, my name is Immaculate, and if it's your first time on my channel, please subscribe. Let me hear your opinion, because I don't know what America is turning into. Because tell me why everything is being cut down or shut off. First of all, the government shut down, meaning there's nothing that's running. People can't go to work, those government employees. And right now, healthcare has been cut down. And now what we're fighting is the EBT and the food stamps, which will stop running on 1st of November. Can you imagine? Some people depend on these stamps, honestly. And it can only come back if the government shutdown is over or is back to work. You get? I hope you understand. So I don't know. What do you think?
Listen, we all need to be paying attention to what's about to happen come November 1st. SNAP recipients are receiving this email that come November 1st, they may not get their benefits. And it clearly states that they are very unclear as to when people will actually continue to get their benefits again. People in droves are losing their job. And now the resources that are supposed to be set aside to help people feed themselves are being stripped away. And right in the midst of the winter, I need people to understand that if people cannot feed, clothe, and house themselves, that shit is going to get very real. And as opposed to acting like this is not your problem, recognize that when people don't have, they will find whatever it is that they need, especially when they get to the level of desperation. We can combat that through mutual aid, through coming together on a communal level to ensure that we have food pantries for folks who really need it. Connect with people in your city and find out how it is that we can help each other. And we have to do it right now.
Yo, what's up, beautiful people? Let's talk about it real quick. I want to put this out here because I need people to know. If you don't know and you're on SNAP benefits, you need to know. Straight up. This is from our local newspaper, so our local news here in Denver. So look your shit up, okay? It just says local governments are warning citizens that because the federal government has been shut down for weeks with no end in sight, November SNAP benefits may not be issued. November SNAP benefits may not be issued. This is important because I know there are a lot of families that depend on these benefits, okay? SNAP, or the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, provides food benefits to low-income families, giving them a supplemental grocery budget to be able to afford essential food. According to the Colorado Department of Human Services, over 620,400 Coloradans have SNAP benefits, with over 117.93 million of support dispersed so far this year, okay? The Adams County government shared on its social media pages that new and ongoing cases will not receive November benefits. Applicants who apply or redetermined during October will still receive their October benefits. The government agency said that it would share more information about the status of November benefits when they become available. Okay, again, that's for Denver. Let's see if they're mentioning anything else elsewhere, because I want to be thorough with everybody on this. Due to the ongoing federal government shutdown, SNAP benefits for November 2025 are at risk of not being issued, affecting millions of recipients across the nation. Okay, they are dealing with funding shortages. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has indicated that if the shutdown continues, there will not be enough funding to pay full November SNAP benefits for approximately 42 million individuals. Let that sink in. 42 million individuals will be without food in November if you have not stockpiled already. Okay? The USDA has directed states to pause the submission of necessary files for November benefits until further notice. Okay? Local governments such as those in Colorado and Virginia have warned residents they may not receive their November benefits. So look at your local areas, look in your local areas in your states and see what their benefits, what your benefits are looking like for November. I wanted to come on because this is popping up everywhere, and I just wanted you guys to be prepared because it is we're hitting the FAFO. We are hitting the FAFO, and unfortunately 45 million people will be affected by this FAFO. No SNAP benefits for November. I told y'all I will always come on if I find out things that you need to know that should be talked about and try to prepare you. Today's the 18th. It's the 18th. I'm not sure when the benefits hit for SNAP. I don't know if it's in the middle of the month, the first of the month, but whatever you get, if it's the middle of the month and you're just now receiving it or you're getting, please stock up on food. Please set yourself up because the Republicans are now affecting dinner tables of 45 million folks who are receiving SNAP benefits because it doesn't look like at this point you'll be receiving benefits in November. I'm sorry, y'all. This sucks. It really does suck. Have a good day. Later, y'all.
Bitch, they said y'all not finna get no food stamps for November. They said it's over 40-some million people that would be affected by this. And this is all due to the government shutdown. They said this shit includes SNAP, WIC, all that. Anything that includes with food, that shit is going down. Now, I don't know if it's true, but they saying that if you got kids under 5, you still would get food stamps. Meanwhile, they saying there's insufficient funds. People finna go crazy. America is finna shut this bitch down. I feel bad because it's finna be so many families without. People already stressed over if they gonna get paid or not, especially dealing with federal shit. Like, people got bills and stuff to pay for, and that shit don't stop. Like, they don't stop our rent. They don't stop our lights. Like, that shit don't stop, and we literally gotta figure out and fend for it. I know that's why it's always good to have emergency funds, but everybody's life ain't good enough for them to have that, if that makes sense. I think this law go into effective on November the 1st. I saw a few people saying that it's supposed to start at the end of October, but I'm not absolutely sure about that because I didn't read up on that part. But I think it's November the 1st. Y'all better be really prepared because it's some shit really finna happen.
If the government can just decide, we're not going to send it. Don't you think that we should have that same type of energy? Like, just collectively, like, we're not going to spend our money. If SNAP is given $100 billion per fiscal year, or that's what they were given in 2024, to send to families, talking about 41 million, they aren't paying out benefits for next month. Thanksgiving of all months. Another thing, what are the stores going to do? These stores rely very heavily on EBT or SNAP benefits. Very heavily. I get it that we don't have money for food and we don't have money for housing, clean water and, making sure everyone has access to internet, but we definitely have money for wars.
42 million people could be going without food by November if there's no resolution because their SNAP/food stamp benefits will be cut off. Did you know that approximately 40% of the SNAP recipients are children? Children. And majority of the rest are people who are vulnerable. So elderly people, people with disabilities, people who are not physically able to provide for themselves. There are people in our country right now who tell their kids every night that they're not hungry because the SNAP benefits that they get are only enough to provide food for their children. So when their children look at them and say, Mommy, Daddy, Grandma, Auntie, Uncle, why aren't you eating? They're saying, I'm not hungry, because they don't have enough money to buy food for them and their children. I want you to understand that. The SNAP benefits that people are already receiving are not enough to feed people and their families. And that doesn't even account for people who live in food deserts, where their local supermarket and the only place that they can get fresh produce is miles and miles away, but people are not receiving pay. So they may not be able to pay their car note. They may not be able to put gas in their vehicle. They may already be having to decide between groceries or paying their mortgage or their rent. They might be on their way to eviction, and the cost of living is already absolutely unlivable. And now people stand to lose the only access they have to food. Scary times.
Just so we're aware, it costs about $8 billion a month for food shares for the American people, right? So if they're going to shut it down and they aren't going to pay out food shares in the month of November, I think it's important that the 70% of people that voted for this administration that are on food stamps understand that the $40 billion that went to Argentina could have went to 5 months worth of food shares while we figure this government shutdown out. This is not on the Democrats. This is on the choices that this administration is making to harm the American people, to harm their own voters. 70%. 70%. 5 months. Remember the numbers. They matter.
They literally cut my food stamp card off. Zero balance. They took everything. So I told my husband, and he says to me, as I'm crying, and he says to me, well, maybe you'll lose some weight now. God, why did I vote for him? I didn't know this was going to happen. I can't go get a job. Is there anybody out there that can help me, please?
Well, what do we have here? Not the brunette sister of the Princess Bride albino crying about food stamps. I'm even gonna skip past your husband's toxic energy. Talk about the fact you can't just pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I did manage to go through this creator's account, and boy, honey, you are on TikTok a lot. There are so many reposts. You know what you could do with all that time if you stop being on TikTok? You probably get a job. What's crazy about this algorithm is that sometimes you end up on the wrong side of TikTok, and you weren't on our side of TikTok where we were telling you Donald Trump does not care about poor people. Asking for help is wild. You have over 100,000 followers somehow on this account, so you're monetizing this content. You know what you're doing. This is giving, well, this is actually giving exactly the people that Donald Trump wants to cut off, the people who want handouts. Meanwhile, there's immigrants and people that are working hard to contribute to this country, but no, you just want to be able to stay at home. You know what? I send you my concepts of thoughts and prayers, and I guess also concepts of food stamps. And also, dump your husband.
My kids have not eaten in 5 days. It is the taxpayer's responsibility to take care of my kids.
Trump done cut them food stamps off.
If you're poor, don't have kids, okay? If you're struggling, don't have kids. Don't bring more in. If you already have them, that's another situation. If you don't have them, don't bring any in. And if you have two, don't go having another one. If you have one, don't go having two more.
So they say 2 million is getting cut off this month for the scamps. I'm about to go find out if I'm in that number. In that ratio. It's been day 5 and I have not received no food stamps. My disability checks is on hold. My cash benefits is not coming no more. They're still pending. It is the taxpayer's job to pay for my kids to eat and for my kids to be taken care of. I have over 2,000 followers on TikTok and I can't get not one person to send me 50 cents. If you're watching video and you can't send me nothing, I'm blocking you.
You know, people are out here scrambling, asking, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Take your butt to work.
I'm on food stamps because I genuinely need them, and my renewal was in January. Last month they asked me to submit supporting documents, and I did 3 separate times through the online portal and directly to the supervisor's email. And last Friday, I was called and told that they needed me to redo the supporting documentation and submit different things, and that they were due that day. On Monday, I called, confirmed that they had received the documents, and was told that they were continuing to work my case. And now here it is Friday, and I just got off the phone with the customer care division, who informed me that they had closed my case because of the fact that they needed supporting documents. The exact ones that I had emailed on Friday and was told Monday they had received. And when I tried to tell the woman this, she told me I could speak to the supervisor or reapply. So I asked to speak to the supervisor, which is something I've never done. And of course it went to voicemail. What would the point be in me reapplying if it's just going to go to the exact same people? I try really hard to maintain perspective and understanding of the fact that things could be a lot worse. And I am lucky that in spite of our dwindling food supply, I do still have something to feed my children. But I am really frustrated right now. And the one time I need them more than ever is the time that all of this happens. It's just, I'm just really upset and frustrated and sad because I literally have done everything that they've asked of me repeatedly over and over and over again, and now I'm sitting here being told that I have to redo everything just because they told me that they had 30 days to get everything done, and when that 30-day mark hit and they weren't done with it, they just closed my case instead of telling me anything. Oh well, it is what it is. It just sucks.
SNAP benefits will not be issued for the month of November. If you're new here, my name is Crystal. I'm a social worker and a caseworker. I have been working in the social service field for over 10 years. I also worked at the SNAP Welfare Food Stamp Office for over 6 years. I have processed hundreds of SNAP cases, and in this video, I will explain to you what's happening with November SNAP benefits. Due to the government shutdown, many states are now sending out notifications stating that they do not have the funds to issue SNAP benefits for the month of November. The federal government has already informed all states that it will not fund November's benefits. And since the funding for SNAP comes from the federal government, the states literally have no money to pay out. Some states are outright saying that they will not issue November's benefits, and some states have not confirmed it yet. I'll just tell you, if you receive SNAP benefits, please be careful on how you spend October's benefits because there will be no more SNAP issued until this shutdown ends. I have some resources to help you find food pantries if you need it, linked in my bio. All you have to do is click the link, put in your zip code, and it will show you a list of food pantries near you. If you have any questions about this, feel free to let me know, and I hope this helped.
So it has been alleged that November 1st that everybody will not be getting SNAP benefits. And I honestly feel like that's like honestly the worst month to cut the benefits completely due to the fact that November 27th this year is Thanksgiving. People need a SNAP benefits at this time. Food is extremely expensive. It's not affordable anymore. And it's just like, what are people going to do? What other resources can they use to get food because food is expensive alongside with everything else? The government is still officially shut down. It's very unfortunate for a lot of families that do depend on SNAP benefits. It's just like, what do you expect people to do at these type of times we live in? You got car note, insurance, water bill, rent, internet, house insurance, pest insurance, every possible bill you can think of people have, and people still have to struggle to get food, let alone on the biggest food holiday in a year. Y'all want to decide to cut the EBT? That's insane. I really don't understand what they expect us to do anymore. I just don't get it.
All right, I have a very, very sad and important message for all my New Mexicans who get food stamps, who depend on SNAP benefits. Because of the government shutdown, New Mexico will not be administering food stamps for the month of November. So basically, because of the government shutdown, nobody's going to be getting their food stamps. I will leave the official message after this video so that you guys can pass it along. I'm just passing it along because my best friend told me about it and I want to tell everybody else about it. So prepare, save money if you need to. I know it's hard in these times, but we have to prepare. We have to for things like this. You have to prepare, okay? Again, this is hard for me too, so bear with me. But yeah, it's sad to hear, and I'm praying for everybody and anybody who depends on, food stamps. And if anybody needs anything, I'm more than willing to help anybody, okay? So please don't hesitate to message me if you need some food. I'm gonna do my best to help with what I could, okay? So again, if you are in New Mexico for the month of November ongoing, you will not be getting no SNAP benefits. Praying for y'all.
Y'all need to get y'all's families together and have a big family meeting about how the holidays is motherfucking canceled. Yeah, cancel all of this shit. Everything is canceled, okay? Don't go out there buying all of these gifts, all of these presents. Don't go out there buying all of this. Furthermore, you need to start cutting down on your spending and stop buying unnecessary stuff, okay? Because the only way we're going to affect these people is to hit their pockets. They don't give a damn about us, all right? They done suspended SNAP benefits for the month of November. They said, hey, states, we ain't got it. How you ain't got it? How you ain't got it? But you're sending money to other countries. You're sending money to other countries and you're funding their food, you're funding their health insurance. Meanwhile, the government is shut down about an argument about health insurance and about other things that Americans need. But you're sending my money to another country. Shut the shit down. And before y'all get in my comments trying to talk shit, shut up. Okay? Oh, she's just mad because she's not receiving her food stamps this month. Baby, I don't even receive food stamps, but I have before. I'm not mad that I'm me personally not receiving food stamps. I'm mad about the direction America's going in. I'm mad for the people that's not receiving food stamps this month and that really need it. I'm mad that they cancel food stamps on the month where everybody gets together and spends the most on food, Thanksgiving. I'm mad about that when they know people need food. People that are really struggling are going to go without food. Homeless people are going to go without food. There are people that are going to be in the month of November starving. Food banks was already packed and already full. They're going to be even more packed than ever. And as a matter of fact, if you have the means and you feel like, oh, I haven't been affected yet, go ahead and give. Instead of spending money on bullshit this year, how about you go ahead and give to your local food banks? Go give some food. Go give some time. Go give some energy and help out. Because if it's affecting one, it can affect all. We're all going to be affected by this eventually. And it's no coincidence that they canceling food stamps this month. He wants us to go out and riot so bad so he can declare martial law. Y'all should be very upset. And if y'all can't get on one accord and stop buying shit up at the very least, baby, we're already done. We're doomed. We're done. Shut it down. Only buy necessities. Yeah, holidays is canceled. Don't go out there buying your kids $1,000 worth of gifts. Sit your kids down and have a conversation. It'll be okay. Let them know. We're fighting right now, sweetie. We are fighting. Your kids will understand. Let them know you're fighting for their future, because right now it's not looking like they're going to have much of one. They'll understand. They'll get with the program. They'll adapt. They'll adjust. It'll be okay. You got to hit their pockets. You got to hit them where it hurts. They're not going to listen until you affect their money, affect their wallet. Since they want to take money out the government, and a lot of these big corporations, big businesses are the ones that's funding it. Stop spending money. Yeah, holidays is canceled. Next 4 years, stop buying shit up. They don't give a damn about us. Stop buying shit up. Baby, don't go out there buying up all that shit. Sit the fuck down. Next 4 years, we sitting the fuck down.
So the White House is telling states not to issue people SNAP benefits in November. Now, I've never gotten SNAP benefits. I don't get food stamps. I don't get Medicaid. I don't get any government assistance. I've never been eligible for it. I've always made too much money. But I've never had a problem with my taxpayer money going to feed people. Ever. I don't care. As far as I'm concerned, food stamps could be universal to where anyone in the country can sign up for it. And I wouldn't mind paying that. I have a bigger problem paying for, like, you know, the F-35 that we've spent billions of dollars on and still doesn't fly properly, or the fact that Congress is still getting paid during a government shutdown while we're all working and the government is not functioning. And usually during government shutdowns, they make sure that food stamps and things like that keep going out because, you know, children will starve. And I don't care about my tax money going to feeding starving children. I'm a lot more pissed about the $40 billion that Donald Trump is sending down to Argentina than I am about some mom who's trying to feed her kids. And if you have a problem with some mom trying to feed her kids, then there's something wrong with you. And if you don't have a problem with the government stopping using our money to pay for these kids food like they're supposed to, then I don't know what the fuck's wrong.
So it has now been confirmed that food stamps will not be continuing into November with the government shutdown continuing, which means that millions and millions of people who rely on food stamps for food for themselves, their families, their children will now be going without. And while I can never tell other people exactly what to do, how to feel, or what to say, I can say that I am blind, deaf, the second I walk into a grocery store, such as Walmart, Target, you name it. I don't see anything. You have baby formula, that's great, moving along. You have food for your kids, your family, yourself, that's great, moving along. You're getting a turkey because you and your family still deserve a good Thanksgiving just like everybody else, I'm moving along. I don't see anything. Firstly, because these corporations are multi-billion-dollar corporations who will not even understand that they're losing any money because they're not. Because of their shrinkage, they'll just pay it off to insurance, they'll write it off as a tax write-off. The companies are not struggling. And I don't hate my fellow Americans who are struggling just like I am enough to get them in trouble for trying to feed their family because the government has failed them. Your question shouldn't be, why are people stealing? Your question should be, why is the government allowing people to get so desperate that it is necessary?
Trump has cut my food stamps from $2,800 down to $350. Now, what am I supposed to do? So I literally just got this piece of mail today saying that due to new policy changes from the Trump administration, all this shit, whatever, that all these cuts and whatever he's doing over there, now they're telling me I have to go work. Now I have to go do all this. Well, I literally got 5 kids. Okay. I'm trying to sit here and spend time with them. I'm not trying to go work, 50, 60 hours a week so I can pay bills. I just really don't understand. I voted for him this last election because I thought what he had good was going on, but now all of a sudden, all this policy stuff's coming out, and now he's making all these cuts, and now he doesn't want to help the less fortunate people no more. I'm done with that guy. I'm not. If he gets voted in again, I'm leaving this country. Because I'm not dealing with this no more.
I work in the social service field, and if you receive SNAP, you should be aware of this. Unfortunately, the rumors about SNAP possibly being affected or even stopped in November are true. SNAP is federally funded through the USDA, and they've already put out an announcement that they have only had the funding for October, but because of the government shutdown, they don't have the funds for November. And if Congress doesn't pass a budget bill or a temporary funding bill, then states can't load funds onto people's EBT cards. So if the government shutdown continues for much longer, you can expect a delay or even a stop in your SNAP benefits for the month of November at least.
Okay, so your Medicaid and SNAP benefits have not been taken. They have been significantly cut. We know that the government has been taking funding and cutting programs that help the community, specifically programs like SNAP and EBT and benefits like Medicaid and Medicare. We understand that. For Medicaid and EBT, the requirements have changed. This is also state to state, so it's going to change depending on what state you live in. All of the changes that they are doing is saying that they are requiring you to work a 30-hour work week. So all of these changes are going to depend on your income ratio, and they're going to depend on your age. That's another change that's coming. This was introduced into the big, beautiful bill that they voted into motherfucking Congress, so I need you to understand that this is something that they've been planning and plotting on. No, Medicaid itself is not directly being snatched. Your food benefits are not directly being snatched from you just because. Now, during this government shutdown, I do believe that there will be some people that do not get their benefits right away because, again, the government is not in process. Again, this is also dependent on your state. I know in California, they're still giving out benefits because, again, California works differently than everybody else. To check your state and local websites to make sure that you know and you're updated on all of the laws and provisions that are changing within your area. I need everybody to do their due diligence. Again, your Medicaid and your Medi-Cal and your food stamp benefits, your EBT is not getting cut just because.
Okay, let's get something straight because TikTok has been flooded with videos saying that SNAP is ending in November. SNAP program is fully funded until October. Now, let's remember that a couple of weeks ago, Donald Trump said that he would utilize part of the tariffs revenues to continue the program uninterrupted. Because the government still shut down, the USDA officially told states to pause payments until more funding is released. Now, states like Colorado, Pennsylvania, Illinois are warning people that the payments may be delayed. But no official nationwide cancellation of SNAP benefits have been issued. So before you panic because of a viral TikTok, which is full of misinformation and not reliable sources, go to Human Services state website so that you can stay up to date with any changes about your SNAP benefits. As always, sources are on the caption. Spread the word, save this, and follow for more news.
Someone said though that these people should go and get some jobs so that they can be able to provide. If the government is shut down, well, I don't know. I thought America is the dream for everyone. So if it's acting the way it's acting, anyway, it's not up to me to conclude. These are just my opinion. Let me hear yours.